Good morning, gorgeous ladies of the Goddess Ascension group. How are we all doing today? I have come on this morning. I am feeling excited, so it's a good time for me to share that the doors are officially open for you to step in, if you desire to step in, to the Sacred Nature of Boundaries program. This is the next module of the Goddess Ascension program. You can access these modules in any order. So if you have never done any work with me yet, you can step in anytime. If you have already worked with me and maybe you've skipped a few modules, you can pop back in. This is a revolving door format. So at any point that you choose to say yes to work with me, you can. This program is powerful. The boundaries work for women is fucking powerful. I have been working consciously with boundaries for a decade. Ever since I got chronic fatigue in 2011, I burnt out completely. And I realized that the biggest thing that I needed to heal was how I was giving my energy away. Who I was giving my energy to, what I was giving my energy to, in what areas I was putting undue pressure on myself to perform, to achieve, to be perfect, to be brilliant. And it burnt me right out. And I've spent the last 10 years learning how to reclaim my energy. And the boundaries part is an absolutely fundamental part for all of us as women in terms of how we leak energy, right? So my desire for this program is to support you to become conscious of all the areas, big and small in your life where you are leaking your energy, where you are allowing yourself to go over your boundaries with people, where you are not fully conscious of where the boundary is or was until it's already been transgressed, right? The vast majority of the conflicts that you have in your life with other people, with colleagues, with family members, with your children, with your parents, with your friends, the vast majority of the time, it's because your boundaries were unclear and they therefore stepped over them. Again, often unconsciously. The main way that we transmit our boundaries is through our vibration, through our frequency. We use words to support articulating to others where the boundaries are if they're not sure or they're not clear. But the vast majority of how we communicate our boundaries is through our vibration. So the clearer that you become in where your yes is and where your no is, the clearer other people are and the less frequently anybody will ever be stepping over your boundaries. It's pretty incredible how it works. Each time you say yes to doing something that you don't want to do, you've betrayed your own boundaries. Each time you allow somebody to talk at you and they're going on and you are just standing there listening, thinking, shut up, I don't want to listen to this, I'm not interested in this, I haven't got time for this, but you let them keep talking at you, you've gone over your boundaries. Every time you allow somebody to have physical contact with you when you don't want it, you've gone over your boundaries. Every time you give advice to somebody to the point where you're getting a headache because you've told them the same pieces of advice over and over and they don't take it, but you still find yourself dredging it out of yourself to do it again, to try and pull this person out of a hole again, you're going over your boundaries. Every time you allow your mother to have an opinion about something in your life that you have not given her permission to have an opinion on now that you're 35, 45, 55. You've gone over your boundaries. Every time you allow your boss at work to speak to you in a way that doesn't feel good, or you allow them to pile one more thing on your plate when you already feel like you're at saturation point just to be a pleaser, you've gone over your boundaries. Every time you allow somebody to stay in your life when it doesn't feel good to have them there, you've gone over your boundaries. So maybe in that list of things that I've just mentioned, you can resonate with some of them, all of them. The reason why, as women, we go over our boundaries all the time is two reasons. One, the programming which has told us to disconnect from our intuition, our instincts, which we were born with as little girls, little babies that came in. Our instincts were super sharp. Our yes was super sharp. Our no was super sharp. And the conditioning that we were subjected to told us that our intuition didn't count for anything and that we had to follow external rules. And secondly, we had the pleaser, good girl mentality programmed into us from day one, that pleasing others is more important than pleasing yourself. Let me know in the comments if you resonate with that one. Pleasing others is more important than pleasing yourself. We're at a pivotal point now where there is a choice to transcend that programming. And I am here as your guide if you choose to transcend that programming. We can do it pretty quickly and rapidly in a way that will stay with you for life. This boundaries work cannot be skipped and cannot be avoided if we want to step fully into our power. The boundaries work is really about power, sovereignty, freedom, choice, clarity, and ultimately much better relationships with other people. Right now, many of your relationships will be very transactional. You do certain things for other people. You go over your boundaries for other people, but you also expect other people to go over their boundaries to please you. These are transactional ways of relating. They don't belong in the 5D consciousness that we're moving into. The 5D consciousness is you are a sovereign being, I am a sovereign being, and we serve each other from overflow. We don't serve each other when we're scraping the bottom of the barrel energetically, and then we harbor resentments, and then we end up having an argument or a disagreement with this person at some other point because we didn't voice it in the right moment. So this work will transform your energy. It will transform your sense of personal power, and it will transform your relationships with your family members, your partner, your parents if they're around, your colleagues. Ultimately, when your boundaries are squeaky clean, people feel safer with you. They trust you more. They respect you more. Because clear boundaries is ultimately about self-respect, right? This is my yes, and it's a wholehearted yes. This is my no. This is my wholehearted no. This is my I haven't got a clear yes or a clear no yet. I'm feeling into it. And when I have a clearer response for you, I will respond from there. You also get to have the I don't have a clear yes or no yet. I'm checking in with myself. You get to buy yourself time before you respond to people. And the other side of the boundaries story is understanding the fluid nature of boundaries, understanding not only where we need to firm them up, but where there's an invitation to expand them out, to say yes to more things, to allow more love in, more money in, more intimacy in, more experiences in, more risks. This is the juicy side of the boundaries work. What more do you want to allow yourself to say yes to that your programming is telling you it's not safe to say yes to? Because the more you trust yourself to make good choices because you are fully tapped into the resonance and the frequency of your body, the more you can trust yourself to say yes to the things that you feel guided to say yes to, and they will be the right choice, right? So this program is going to begin with an opening welcome call next Thursday, which is the 19th of May. There is no time like the present. This work is now. Next Friday, so a week today, I will drop module 1. So there will be 3 modules. The first module will be delivered as a masterclass, where I will be outlining all of the key ways in which we as women tend to go over our boundaries every day without even being fully conscious of it, right? So the first module will be about elevating your level of awareness around where your personal boundaries are. I will help you to find the areas where you tend to go over them, and we'll look at the underlying reasons why you're going over your boundaries. Fear of judgment, fear of criticism, fear of disappointing others. We will go into that in more detail in module 1. Module 2 is the juicy part. I love module 2 because module 2 is an interactive session. We will do it on Zoom, where we will play with some role plays. So I will be giving you some situations to play with, where what would you do in this situation? Example, you are at the photocopier, you've got 5 minutes to, in my case as a teacher, be in the classroom ready to teach, and a colleague comes and starts telling you a long story that you don't have time to listen to. How do you respond? I want to give you the tools in that second session to practice playing with how to respond in those situations where in real life, when we feel cornered, or we feel trapped, or we feel under pressure to make a choice on the spot, we often lose that connection with how to respond from an empowered sovereign space. So the second module is actually practicing, you guys practicing verbalizing. How would you respond in this situation? Or how could you respond in this situation to honor your own boundaries and still to be kind to the other person, right? Conscious communication is all about how do we communicate our boundaries in a way that's clear but kind. So I really want to help you with that piece, because it means that it lands so much better with other people. When we do it skillfully, it lands well with them. That's my experience, that when I deliver my boundaries clearly but kindly, people receive it well. They appreciate it. They appreciate the clarity. And then the third module is all about looking at where your boundaries are a little tight, where you're maybe not allowing as much into your field as you could, as far as meeting new people, having new experiences, meeting your own edges of where your expanded yes might be wanting some life force breathed into it. And when you have received those 3 modules, you really will be equipped for life as to how to navigate your boundaries so much more skillfully, so much more consciously. And you will not only be doing it for you, you will be doing it for your daughters, you will be doing it for your children. Your children do not learn very much from what you say to them. The vast majority of what your children learn from you is the frequency that you emit. So if you're telling your daughter, don't accept this when somebody speaks to you this way, or don't allow someone to touch you in this way if you don't want it, but what they're witnessing from you is the opposite. What they're witnessing from you is that you do allow that to happen. You do allow your partner to speak to you in a way that's not respectful. You do allow people to touch you in a way that you haven't invited. That's what they're learning. They're learning by observing you and feeling where your own frequency is. So this work is for you, and it's for what you are embodying for your kids so that they learn this work. And I am so passionate about this because one of my divine missions on this planet is to hold a protective ring around the children on the planet. And the way we hold a protective ring around the children is not by mollycoddling them. It's by demonstrating to them via your frequency what it looks like to be in your power and your alignment. That's how they learn it. So if you feel a yes to join me on this program, then you can respond in the thread here and say, yes, I'm in. Or you can inbox me, or both. The program is £111, or you can do 3 payments of £39 if that feels easier for you. I have a strong desire to do this work with you. For me, for you, for us, for the planet, for the children, for the next generation, for the quality of your life moving forwards, for the quality of your relationships moving forwards, for the quality of your energy levels moving forwards. So in a week's time, we will begin. So you have around 5-6 days to feel it. If you feel it in your body that it's a yes, do it. Do it. This work is, at the moment, I am offering my work at the most incredible prices, because this Goddess Ascension program that I've channeled is new. And this will be the first time that I run the boundaries module. So the price is amazing for me, for you, for us. It's amazing for me as a pilot price. There is no coach on the planet offering this quality of work at this price. So it's an amazing opportunity for you to jump in. I promise you this work will serve you for the rest of your time. So, thank you. Let me know if you have tuned in on the replay later. I will leave the offer with you. I will be posting about it in the coming days. Feel free to message me if you would like to talk about it, or if you've got any questions, or you're not sure. If you just want to message and say, I'm drawn to it, but I'm not sure. And if there's a block that I can help you to overcome, then do let me know. And all of the modules will be recorded on Zoom. So if you can't catch them live, you can catch them on the replay. If you can make the Saturday sessions, that will be the 21st. That will be the day that we do the interactive session. That would be amazing. But if you can't, you'll catch it on the recording and you will still get so much from it. So either way, it's a win-win. Win-win-win, triple win. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here, and I will catch you soon. Bye for now.